Hey, Triple Fivers, Andrew here. Hope you're doing well. Kind of an unusual video for my channel's main content today, but this is the story of the Cartier wedding band that I recently purchased. It is the 1895 wedding band, a very basic, simple wedding band that I purchased directly from Cartier's website. And I thought I would just share my experience buying from Cartier online and some thoughts and reasons why I went with a red box. It was pretty cool to make that happen. So not getting remarried, happily married now for going on 16 years, 15 years in August of last year. And unfortunately, about 5 years into our marriage, I lost my wedding band. I was swimming up at the family cabin and just disappeared. I don't know where it is. We've never been able to find it. And since then, I've just kind of slummed around with various other rings that I had that kind of worked as a wedding band. But my wife is a traditional lady. She really thinks it's up to the man to purchase the wedding rings in the house. And lately, I've been learning bluegrass guitar for the last year, and the rings that I had around were getting too small, and they were very uncomfortable. And then there was another thing, which is, even though I'm grateful for my faithful wife and my fruitful marriage, my main symbol that I would normally see on my hand every day just wasn't there. So kind of a combination of feeling really nostalgic to get a better quality band, and also needing something anyway, because I had gotten into wearing silicone rings, which I feel like are uncomfortable, cheap, and not really becoming of what the ring's symbolizing anyway. I just resolved finally this year to do some work and get a proper wedding band again. Now, when I first got a wedding band, I did what I think is very typical for, a young bachelor. Just go into the local jewelry store at the time in Ventura, California, and just found whatever worked that was affordable, and I ended up having a 10-carat ring that probably wasn't even really sized for me very well. And so, unfortunately, it got lost right away, as I said. And so this round, I decided I wanted to do something better. And I've, of course, I love Cartier for their watch history. They're just such a famous house. And so if you're a watch aficionado, you're going to be interested in Cartier. I personally would love a proper tank someday, like a Tank Louis. I think would just be magnificent. But at any rate, I was probably going to get a Tiffany ring just because I wanted to get a ring that wouldn't just be remembered as grandpa's ring or dad's ring or whatever, but would have some sort of intrinsic value. And of course, gold and precious metals have intrinsic value, but I also think there's real value in brand cachet. And people joke about paying for brands as though it's a negative thing. I think in the long run, that's a positive, actually. And that's really was the thing that led me to look at Tiffany and Cartier for rings. The truth is that if your grandpa's ring is a Cartier or a Tiffany ring, that's a bonus. Like, that stands out. That's another reason to keep that ring in the family. And that's what I was thinking about, because now I'm, proud father of some teenage children that I think will be wonderful spouses someday, and probably wonderful parents, God willing. And I want them to be able to have things that they'll be proud to pass on. So anyway, so it led me to look at Tiffany rings really closely. And as I was looking at Tiffany rings, I was having some frustration online finding the exact size that I know that I needed. And that's what led me to think, well, what are some other high power, jewelers that I respect that I'd love to see? And of course, Tiffany was the first one that came to mind, but the next was Cartier. And so I went to Cartier's website, and of course, they have beautiful engagement rings of all levels and prices, and various levels of ornamentation for the men as well as for the women. And I ended up just looking at really simple bands. The 1895 band, which is, of course, their 1895 Solitaire, is a historic Cartier engagement ring, beautiful women's ring. I was just looking at the wedding band that would go with that. I was just looking at the 7.5 millimeter. I wanted a skinny ring for my guitar playing because I wanted something that wouldn't interfere with the playing at all. Wider rings seem to kind of constrain the finger even when they're sized properly. And then the other part that I was thinking about is, yeah, just provenance and what would be a brand that would have some probably staying power for my family in the long run, and also have boxing papers and presentation that would be cool to pass on. And as I did a little more research, I think Cartier just has magnificent presentation. I am going to put at the end of this video the unboxing of this video so you can kind of see. Even ordering online, getting to this little red box really was a special experience, and I was able to open the box up and really enjoy the moment. And I you know, it was just a special moment. Reminded me a lot of that moment when I first found that wedding ring before I got married way back in 2008. And so it all just comes down to the fact that I think that this is something I'm to be proud to pass on to my son someday, and hopefully keep in the family while still being modest and within my budget. And obviously having not only the provenance but also the you know, credible documentation, so that in the future people will know that this ring has value and that it's not just, you know, a ring from a jewelry store that's now closed or something, and maybe you have a receipt and then you have to take it to a jeweler to get it, you know, verified as real jewelry and stuff. My kids are not going to have to worry about that. They're going to just have very ornate, proper paperwork for this ring, and I hope that it is something, like a lot of things that I am choosing to enjoy, that I hope stay in the family, whether it's you know, wristwatches, really high quality pocket knives, firearms. These are all things that I think will be cherished someday, and I believe they will, because we've had multiple generations of these things get passed down, and they are cherished already. So anyway, so that's the story of my Cartier 1895 wedding band. I will throw in the footage after this of the unboxing. I'll probably post the unboxing video in a separate video without any commentary as well, because I did shoot that in 4K. I'm shooting this on my Canon 70D just to have a little sit-down effect. But anyway, if you're wondering if the Cartier wedding bands are worth it, in my experience, I wanted something different than just a typical local jewelry store experience, and I got it. I'm very pleased, and I think that in the long run I won't regret having spent a little bit more money on this fashion brand. But I think, and as far as the ring itself goes, it's gorgeous, beautiful, high polish, and very comfortable. That was the other thing I wanted to mention. I don't want to forget this. Cartier has a little bit more sizing choices than Tiffany, and that is the thing that actually drove me to Cartier over Tiffany in the end. I've been very happy with some Tiffany jewelry that I've gotten my wife, but Cartier rings are by millimeter, and that is really nice, because if you're really meticulous about your ring size, you can get something that fits perfectly. And so I have a ring that's never going to fall off. It just doesn't fall off, but it's also not constraining my finger at all, and that is something that I'm really excited about, because I've been dealing with uncomfortable rings for a number of years now. So okay, that's it. That's why I like the 1895 wedding band. Great sizing, great presentation, great heritage with Cartier, great presentation, and we're able to meet my sizing, and I ordered it on Valentine's Day, and it came to my house today, and pulled it out of the box, and I hope to enjoy it for many long years. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave me a thumbs up. Again, you'll see the unboxing video after this, so you can get a look at kind of all the stuff that comes with it. And then I'll try to get some good shots of the ring itself to roll in as well. Probably that will be B-roll on this. But if you enjoy this type of video and you want to support 555 Gear, please give this a thumbs up and give it a like. And I don't plan on buying any Cartier jewelry anytime soon, but I now definitely want a Cartier watch. So yeah, if anyone has a lead on a Santos or a Tank, I think really the Tank Louis is the one for me. We'll see. Okay, that's a real grail right there. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Take care. It's just return stuff. Information. This is important. This is the certificate of authenticity. I'm going to keep this. Here's the box itself. Hermetic. So this, I think, is the ring. It's got a travel ring holder. Oh, it's a sample. Perfume. A couple samples of perfume. Alright. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, gift bag. This is kind of classic Cartier. Before the magic package. I think there's anything else in here. So this is key. Beautiful ring. Sticker on that. Oh, it looks like this box is already popped. This should snap. Just a sec, Damo. All right, that's it. Hopefully it's the right size. Let's try it on. Oh good, it's perfect. Thank goodness. All right. That's it. Thank you.
Was that like a